Welcome back, everyone, to Calliope Music Reviews. My name is Colin, and this is, of course, Music Canon. Alright, so today I want to talk about the French electronic singer, songwriter, and producer, Oklou, and her new debut studio album called Choke Enough. I won't lie, this is my first real exposure to Oklou's music, but she's been a little bit of a counterculture pop darling since her debut mixtape Galore back in 2020. She's definitely been making the rounds in the French electronic scene for the last few years, but really piqued my interest with a few singles for this record, including some pretty prominent features like the hyperpop and indie rock rising star Underscores and the Swedish cloud rap sensation himself, Blade. In those singles, Oklou or Marilou Vanina Manil introduced a pretty distinct and exciting alt pop sound through these really cheek melodies encased in these soft, padded sort of trance beats. And I'm glad to say that this debut follows suit of those singles, making a pretty big first impression. Now, the sound of this record is not a big sound whatsoever. It is a rather low-key and calm collection of electronic dance production and traditional pop writing. First off, you have these sparse nocturnal environments that allow the instruments to sort of float in introspective and intimate spaces. Then you have the mid-layer synths and leads that are quite subtle and purely rhythmic aside from the larger climaxes on ICT, Take Me by the Hand, and Harvest Sky. These synthetics offer a range of EDM influences, sometimes being ambient and mysterious, other times being quite rave-like, higher energy and buzzy, and even occasionally settling on a video game-esque dungeon synth sound like on the track Thank You for Recording. Lastly, you have the low end and the rhythmic sections of the mix. This is really where Mary Lou and her co-producers A.G. Cook and KCMQ make a distinctive step forward in electronic music. The low-key synthetics set the mood, then an array of hypnotic little bass lines and kicks surround the sonic landscape, acting as these mountains of soothing reverberations. And it is a soothing experience because the low end operates under this soft pillow that caps the volume and keeps the sound quite round and bouncy. This, of course, prevents louder, possibly more memorable moments, but complements the other little electronic decorations, whether it be soft bells, distant claps, or polished triangles. This all makes for an incredibly absorbing aesthetic, so cute and stylish in its minimalistic and velvety futurism. And that's not even mentioning Oklou's vocals, whose high and airy nature fit right into the songs, almost whispering these semi-liquid melodies. Now, I do think the aesthetic gets lost a bit later in the record as Want to Want to Come Back and Bladebird opt for more conventional and frankly boring acoustic-based bedroom pop sounds. But the album offers a mostly consistent and pretty unique approach to production, one that feeds well into the subject matter and lyrics. So the essence of this record comes from its title and lead single, Choke Enough. Essentially, the phrase encapsulates the sensational and dramatic moments in life that can lead one to choke up in tears. See these lyrics on the lead single where Oklou states, "If you get choked up now, well, in the morning they will find you on the road. My foot doesn't know it's on the pedal. I'll crash this car to take a photo. And if I choke up now, will this life grant me the space? Or will it bring me face to face?" Basically, Oklou is asking us, the audience, to what extent are we as people willing to put ourselves in these emotionally dangerous and possibly destructive situations in pursuit of that drama or just to feel alive, really. She uses the metaphor of a car crash to represent that danger, but still allows it to have some positive value by taking a photo of the incident. So it's ultimately up to your interpretation if these sensations are worth it or not. The rest of the album adds to its central theme through rather surreal imagery that contributes to the production's buoyancy and weightless feel. Another thematic focus on this record is the observation of some intangible and mysterious force behind the world's functions and human nature. The track Obvious points out this mystical power, calling the listener out on how obvious these forces are, but never explicitly stating what those forces may be. A few other tracks, like Friends and Family and Take Me by the Hand, see Mary Lou running away from these pressures as she gauges what experiences are really of value to her. The ninth song, Plague Dogs, best captures this motif of escape, citing the 1982 animated movie of the same name to describe a feeling of freedom through taking risks and distancing oneself from the regulations of everyday life. All of the while, Mary Lou stays grounded with a close and sentimental point of view, even letting go of a toxic relationship on the final track, Bladeberg. I do want to note that Choke Enough does not present a very connected narrative, and it lacks more notable imagery that could better branch the sound to the topics explored. The track ICT introduces an interesting summer-like warmth through the metaphor of an ice cream truck, but starkly contrasts from the more cold and synthetic presentation of the rest of the album. The interludes here are especially cold and fail to make much of an impression beyond their small excerpts of ambiance. And as the record progresses, its minimalist production ultimately yearns for a little bit more to be done, just some other element or instrumental progression to really grab onto and make it more memorable overall. But as it stands now, the 35-minute album runs briskly and showcases a truly endearing aesthetic and very solid songwriting all around. Although it may be a bit understated, the adorable style, distinctive electronic production, and cerebral intimacy make Choke Enough an undeniably impressive debut. Therefore, I gotta give Oklou a high 7 out of 10 for this one. My favorite tracks here that are definitely worth checking out are the title track, Take Me by the Hand with Blade, and Harvest Sky with Underscores. And alright, that will pretty much do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this quick review on the new Oklou record, Choke Enough. As always, I highly encourage you to form your own opinion and let me know what you think of this record in the comments. Of course, also feel free to suggest any other albums, artists, whatever that you would like me to review or cover in the future. And with that, this has been Oklou, the Music Canon, and I will see you in the next one.